everyone. Welcome to the next edition of IndoVox. The CITLOG member with us today is Padma Balakrishnan. She is the founder and co-founder and CEO of Knowledgeworks Innovative Linguistic Solutions Private Limited, an ISO certified translation company. She leads and manages the worldwide operations of Knowledgeworks and has helped it grow into a market leader. Welcome, Padma ji.
Thank you, Lalita ji. It's my pleasure to be part of IndoVox edition. Thank you.
So Padma ji, you are providing a broad spectrum of high-end localization solutions to key industry verticals. Am I right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about it?
So at Knowledgeworks, currently we are providing a range of solutions with respect to the content solutions. So right from the content creation and content localization and content publishing. This is the wide range of things that we are providing for our clients. And with respect to this, then we also help clients, if required, to develop their content and then further take it, localize it into many languages, depending upon their target languages or the target, the country or the market where they would want to reach out to. And later on, what I mean by content publishing is because the content is consumed in various formats. So we also help our clients to get this into multiple formats so that it works like a one-stop solution for them. And with respect to the services that we provide, we do translation in almost about now 60 plus languages. And including APAC, European languages and Indian languages as well. And in a few projects, we have also assisted our clients with a few African languages as well. And so it's not only just the translation, all forms like transcreation is there, transcription of voice to text. Then we have multimedia services like, the voiceover services. And the range of, the spectrum that we have spanned across are, education, healthcare, IT, ITS, manufacturing. These are our top verticals. And here we cater to both the global as well as, Indian clients in these verticals.
I see. Okay. So these are your present capabilities, right? You mentioned.
Yes. So we have also made foray into, the media translations and subtitling, because right now everything is on digital platform, and most of the clients prefer to reach out to their market in these languages, in these platforms.
Right. So So across all platforms, you are offering your services, right?
Yes.
So Padma ji, please tell us more about your professional journey.
Yeah. So Knowledgeworks actually was envisaged in about 2001 by our founding member, Mr. Guru Raj, during one of his planning session as to how to expand, because typically we were into infrastructure business then. But it took shape in 2002. Mr. Murli Balakrishnan, he was actually heading it then. And so we started, the Knowledgeworks took shape in about 2002. And we started the journey with some of our IT clients, and in the space of patent and journals, because I think that time the IT was in boom, because they're the ones who were looking into a lot of RFPs, trying to bring in projects to India. So that's how it started. And I joined Knowledgeworks in 2005, and we scaled it up. So initially it was from a partnership firm. We moved on, and so we reached our first 1 crore target then.
Oh,
that was which was big at that time. And in 2006, then there was an acquisition by Value Point Group. And from there on, we've started expanding. In 2008, so again, there was a recession in IT, and a lot of our colleagues also were either reducing their team, and we had to also look at, how we could, which are the new areas that we could move into, and that's how we moved into healthcare and e-learning. Those were the areas. I think it was more of a monopoly then. But yes, from then on, there's no turning back, because every time we keep looking into a newer area as to where we can serve. I mean, what are the pain points of clients, and how would they require these services, and how we can actually help them solve their business problems. So from then on, I think we've been moving on. And so it's been a 100% growth year on year from there.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And so in 2009 is again we started our multimedia services, and we also got our own studio, which we very proud of, because I think yes. It's one of the kind with respect to all the specifications that most of the clients look for. And we also got a large contract for doing the voiceover for the virtual assistant for one of the large corporations. So because it met all the specifications then. So that's how the journey has been. And so from, at a one particular point, we actually reached, a sort of a plateau. And then when we looked back at how things are moving, and we realized that there are a lot of things that we did in bits and pieces, and to put that in together. So from 2018, we actually took on to like a project. So the first year was, clean up, consolidation, and then embracing technology, because that was one of the important aspects as well. So the second year became into, creating differentiators. We started looking at how else and what are the few things that we could add to our services or into the verticals that we could serve. And the third year was, expanding the horizon. That was the last year. And so that's where we saw almost 50% growth than the previous years. And this year is the year of transformational performance. So that's how.
Yeah, that's true. That's wonderful. So like the name of your company suggests, it is innovative. You're continuously innovative, exploring and moving on.
Yes.
And adding to your existing.
So we've been evolving, and if you look at from the value that our company has, is also with respect to the commitment to our customers, and observation for excellence, because when you're observing, you can't act, but when you're in action, you can't observe. But both of these are important for the innovations. And whatever we innovate, end of it, it should help our customers. Do a lot of it, but the direction would be that be innovative in a way that your customers can benefit from it. So the last 3 years have been like preparing the ground, and now the next 3 years would be to really bring everything that we have thought, the ideas into action right now.
Action, yes, that's right. That's wonderful. And I'm sure you must be having a lot of success stories and milestones, because it has been a long journey and a lot of capabilities you have been continuously adding. So would you like to share some with us?
Sure. So I think we were the first, LSP in India to go in for ISO certification. And we've been audited by many companies, especially in the healthcare domain and the domain. They would like to look at how's your process and with respect to the quality maintenance and also with respect to data security. So we've been getting audited year on year. So that was one milestone that we had cleared. In 2010, we also came up to the APAC's, top 30 LSPs. So,
okay,
yes,
great.
That is also one of the milestones that we have achieved. And so year on year, we've been always looking at adding something new into our services. And so some of the notable projects were like, doing almost like about 1.5 million words in about some 15 languages in about 3 weeks. So,
okay.
Yes, so that required us to also look at, different technologies, also look at not only, the AI technologies, but also look at, our own processes as to how much we could reduce, a lot of transactions and make sure that, it is only just the project manager and the translators who are going to be working, and how best we can help them to complete this. So those are things. We've also, there were, in healthcare domain, there are certain fields where you require translation within, say, 4 or 5 hours. So earlier we used to, in fact, we had rejected this project some 3 years ago because we couldn't do it. But this time around, we were able to really understand what is required, who are the kind of people who would be required for it, what kind of training that can be developed, and how can we support this whole structure with the technology so that it's easy for the client also to pass on the files to us, and we also could give them. So that's been a great thing, because it was more of a co-creation, if I have to just say that. So we've been able to co-create a couple of projects in the last few years along with the client to embrace their technology, see how we can work together. So those have been, and that's actually become one of our key strengths as well, is to take people, because for a project you might not have ready-made resources, but definitely if people have some required skill sets, and if they are willing and ready to learn and pick up and do, then it's really great for us, because we have that capability, and we also believe that every drop counts. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so it requires all P's of the steps, to be integrated to finally give you the give the client a quality that is required.
True, true. So you mentioned just now that you provide training sometimes. So how is the structure of your company? So do you have in-house people, or do you hire freelancers who can get training eventually from Knowledgeworks?
Yeah, so so our business model is a blend of both. We do have in-house translators, and especially for projects which are of a long run, and we see that it's more beneficial that way. And apart from this, we have a large, pool of translators as well. So, and these are basically freelancers. And we also work with certain agencies. So, back in the US, we have a partner. I think she just started working with us, but today now she's grown to have her own agency. So over the years, she has.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yes, she's grown, and she just manages all our Latin translations.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have, we have seen a couple of our partners also moving, to this stature. So that's been good. What we do is, just like how we have a Empower Me program for our employees. Similarly, we also have a program. It's like a Noi series. Noi is our mascot, and so we have this series where we train translators. So it's more currently it's more on a project kind of a basis, what is required for it. Apart from that, we also give it for any technical trainings that is required. We also do that.
Okay.
But what we have also realized now that there are a lot of aspirants who would want to take translation as a career, but they are not very much aware of it. So, every time in the interview, they find this very surprising to have actually found this as a industry. And when you tell them about how big is this industry, and and it's a part and parcel of everybody's life if you look into it. But it's never occurred to them that such an industry does exist.
Yes. Yes. That is really.
So we are planning to have a series where we can give initial training to a couple of them who are very good in language and don't know anything about translation. So they can take this up as a self-learning,
module.
Tool, modules.
Yeah.
And so once they come up to a certain level, then it becomes easier to have smaller sessions where we could do. So we've done that. Like typically most of our in-house resources have come in that way. So they have definitely gone through it, and now are capable of doing a couple of domain documents, not just one specific thing. There are some nitty-gritties that for each of those domains for them to understand how to do it.
That is really important, because knowing the language is one thing, but knowing the techniques of translation is another thing. So if there is a proper mix, I think it will be beneficial for Knowledgeworks.
Yes. So it's also good for us, because then there is a bonding. There is also a learning curve that we can see, and it's an open environment so that they also can bring up whatever they feel is right. So earlier, I think when we started, there was this lot of this term of subjectivity, right? And they say, no, this is a subjective translation, the feedback is subjective and things. So now what I say is subjectivity is more to do with that I don't know your domain well.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if I don't know your domain well, I will not be using the right kind of words. But if I know the domain well, I know, I understand your industry, your terminology, what is being used, how it is created, what is the structure of your content, then it becomes much easier for us to use the right terminology. I think so. This is an important aspect that every translator should know to avoid, any kind of an arbitration later.
Very much so. Yes, right. We would like to also hear from you about your future plans of growth or expansions or possible collaborations.
So we definitely look for collaborations with respect to there is a technology we have been adapting and seeing if we can utilize that for our clients. We are quite open to that. Because some of our clients have their own setup and would want us to use that. And we've also partnered with other companies where they have a technology and we've trained our resources on it and we've been using that. Apart from this, we are also looking at as we are expanding, we also require to expand our pool of resources. And here definitely we would like to work with individuals where we can screen them and then give them training and bring them to a certain level. So there are various areas that we are expanding, like I told you, like right from the content creation perspective to and then content localization we were already doing. Only thing is now that the formats have been changed and a lot of clients are looking at an AI kind of a solution as well.
I see. Okay.
But what is generally available in the market is more of a general kind of a domain, not very specific. But if you have specific, then I think it really helps to do the translation. So we are open to collaborating with companies who have technology that can help in the faster translation or large bulk kind of translations, and also with resources who are who have either a domain expertise or language expertise, so that we can take them for our various projects that we are actually getting.
Correct. That's wonderful. So I'm sure your company is going places, and I'm sure you must be having a lot of growth plans, still more than we discussed just now.
Yeah. So yes. So we have moved into various verticals. Like media is another vertical that we are moving into. We've also gone into content writing now because a couple of companies require that. Apart from this, we also give technology solutions for our clients. And from the expansion perspective, we also have an office in Singapore. So we address the APAC market there.
Okay.
Also a couple of clients in US. So these are things that we have. And like I told you, that the next 3 years are basically our expansion plans. So we're also looking at expanding into areas where which can be beneficial for our clients. So especially clients who are looking at taking their content into a larger market area. So that is where we are actually assisting our clients
to take
across all
languages.
Sure.
Markets. Yes.
So there are, requirements from client which requires, some kind of technology intervention and things like this. So we're also looking out for partners who we can work that out. So it's much easier than to develop in-house. So, it will take a little longer time. But yes, if it meets all the criteria that even the client specifies, we definitely look for those aspects as well. Apart from what I said was, expanding our base of freelancing team, and apart from that, also people who are very good in the content writing for specific domains. Yes, those are areas that we are currently expanding. So expansion is in the education vertical, in the healthcare and media right now. These are the things that we're looking at.
That's great. That's wonderful. And it was really amazing talking to you and knowing about the company profile and your journey, professional journey.
Thank you, Lalita ji, for this opportunity.
And I wish you all the best for all your future plans.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.